Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's Headquarters, and today is Wednesday, August 13th. I'm up here on the north end, Barnegat Inlet, shortly after a quick morning charter I had today. Here, share an updated fish report with you folks for the last few days. Share a little about what's going down in the Long Beach Island area. Right now, got some beautiful weather, just a little south breeze picking up. Had a little bit of fog this morning, but it was pretty nice this morning. Yesterday was a beautiful day as well. Got out, got some fish in today. Also yesterday, been out good amount the last few days. Good reports also flowing through the shop just about every single day. So if you've been out in the water, hopefully you've been having fun. If you're looking to get out in the water sometime soon, I'd say pick your days wisely, get out there soon. Looks like some weather might be coming down the pike next week. Got a little bit of some tropical systems starting to brew up out there, so keep an eye on things on that front. As far as the surf goes, there's some kingfish around. You could get those guys on live bloodworms or fish bites using a small hook. As far as the surf goes right now, surf is about 1 to 2 foot, pretty calm. Like I said, a little bit of a southerly breeze picking up. So expect a little bit of a south to north drift here later in the day. Water temperature's warm, it's been in the mid to low 70-degree range. A little bit of a south breeze kicked up yesterday and also again today. It's gonna be happening, so we might have a little cool off. Maybe it drops a few degrees, but I don't see a major upwelling in the foreseeable future, at least in the near future. We got high tide today. I believe it's about 11 a.m. Time of this report is about 10 a.m. I guess if it is high at 11-ish, then I guess you'll have probably low tide about 5-ish, 5:15, something like that. Like I mentioned, water is pretty clean. There's some spots that have a little bit of seaweed. For the most part, it's been very fishable. Fluke is also another target. I mentioned kingfish. Fluke, those would be the really two primary species as far as edible species go. Saw some cow nose roaming around. Speaking of rays, we showed a video, some drone footage yesterday. It was captured by Jack Keating from Stack Tackle. He had some awesome video footage of a cobia, or I should say a few cobia, also of mahi. I shared that in my previous report, but I'll actually pop that in here now. A little mahi chasing some bait right off the beach. Also some cobia roaming around right off the beach here in LBI. And yesterday he captured some awesome video of big manta ray, what it looks like to me, a manta ray, cruising around the beach, right on the beach here on Long Beach Island. So it's great to see these critters are around, warmer water species. Can also share that they caught some cobia. Jack has been getting out and targeting them. He was out with Store Stafford Gray the other day. I think they had 3 of them fishing the waters off of Long Beach Island in a boat, but near shore. So there's some cobia around. As far as other information I could share, as far as the fish report goes, I could share shop regular Tony Butch. He's always coming to the shop, good friend of mine. He's getting out there as much as he can. He fishes hard. He got a beautiful size triggerfish the other day. He was actually out with Store's alumni, Bill Basant. They got into some good fluke fishing, got into some good trigger fishing the local structures here, say near shore. They fish out of Tuckerton. That being said, there's also sea bass in the structure. I mentioned the triggers, mentioned the fluke. Fluke fishing has been very good for me, fishing different wrecks and reefs. I think I mentioned on my last video, I shared I did a fluke seminar at the Village Harbor Fishing Club. I gave them a shout out. I got a few great text messages, emails, actually some social media posts. Had a lot of, say, a little bit of a flood there, a little flurry of stoked anglers that, from the attendance there, stoked attendees that shared their thank you with me. So I was stoked on that. Appreciate you guys. Happy that people showed up and listened and put a couple of my tips to work and got into some fish. As far as my fishing report I could share, I had Jim Hill and his family out a couple days ago. I think that was on Sunday. Jim is a guide from Western PA. He shared that he shared a post on Facebook, so you could check that out. I could also say that we had his wife and his 2 daughters, and we had a great time. Just looking real quick on my Instagram to see his guide service, and it is mlgs.fish is his Instagram handle, and he is Mount Laurel Guide Service LLC. Like I said, he's out in Western PA. Leaper, PA. I know he was talking about fishing the Allegheny and some other areas. I know nothing about freshwater, but sounds like he's always dialed in and getting into some fish. So yeah, we fished on Sunday. We had a bunch of fish with the family, and then we fished yesterday. and he brought out the fly rod, got some fish in the fly, got some bluefish early. We were hunting for a striper, checked a few different areas out, did not connect with any stripers. But we got 2 bluefish, cocktail blues, I don't know, 2-3 pounders, something like that. Good fun on 8 weight. One was on, I think, a clouser, and one was on like an articulated minnow kind of streamer pattern that I tied up. Actually, both I tied. So it's cool. We got tight on the fly early, put it, I don't know, half hour or so in, maybe a little longer than that. And then we ran out to a couple wrecks that I've been fishing a good amount over the last couple weeks. Been bouncing around a few different wrecks in the local area within, say, 3 to 5 miles. Some are about 7, 8, 9, 10 for Barnegat Light. And every wreck I've been fishing has had fish. Some better than others. Some days better than others. It really depends on the drift. Depends on the orientation, how that wreck's laid out. If it's north to south or east to west. Some are little piles. But I've been trying to, find those wrecks that if I got a westerly wind, if it's elongated, the layout's more east to west in orientation, I'll fish those either on the north side or south side, kind of drift on the edges of it, so you're not just getting hung right up in the rubble. But I don't want to go too much into the weeds of what I shared about on my presentation seminar, because that's why you should join Village Harbor Fishing Club, and you can attend those seminars. But yeah, we had great fishing yesterday. He had his limit. Didn't have any big fish, had a lot of shorts, an abundance of shorts. Maybe some of these wrecks are getting picked out because there's a lot of different boats. Some of these wrecks I was fishing 4, 5, 6 days in a row without seeing a boat. Now I'm pulling up at some of these wrecks and there's a boat showing up, or 2 boats showing up, or 3 boats showing up. Some days fishing 4 or 5 boats. But it's all, everybody fishes, say, cordially, respectfully. You can fish plenty of boats on these wrecks. Sometimes if I'm the first one there, I'll drop a spot lock and try to bounce around some little nooks and crannies. Yesterday, there was actually a couple of us that were already locked in there, so it was great, easy fishing. Sometimes it's tough. There's already somebody drifting there. I will not drop my spot lock, my rode end down and lock in where somebody's already previously fishing. Got to give them a respect. So anybody that is, say navigating or fishing, or it's rigged up with a trolling motor, just word of respect or word of wisdom. As far as etiquette goes, you got to give somebody respect. Whoever's there first kind of gets priority. So dropping a spot lock on top of somebody that's been drifting a wreck is very much disrespectful. So I stay away from that. So if somebody's already there drifting it, I drift with them, join the party. But if no one's there, drop the lock in there and hang up and catch more fish. Sometimes you want to be drifting, sometimes you want to be locked. That's conditions can warrant that. Different days, different things happen. Sometimes you need to move around a little bit. I varied up. So like I said, we got good fluke fishing taking place. I think that will be for the foreseeable future. We've got some great fish coming off the beach still. I think I mentioned that earlier in my earlier reports. The surf fishing on LBI has been really good, really strong, really consistent with summertime fluke fishing on the beaches, feet in the sand. Fishing gulp baits, mostly on a lighter jig or a simple high-low or a simple one-drop rig. It's the way to do it. You could also fish like a diamond jig with a teaser of gulp. You get a real good long distance, or you can fish like a Hopkins, Castmaster, Deadly Dick, any kind of metal if you want that longer cast. That's a little tip I could share with you. I can share there are Spanish mackerel around. I have heard some bonito, more so offshore, heard in some of the ridges and some of the lumps. Heard some reports from the south areas. Also right out here, Barnegat Light, there are some bonito around. I mentioned earlier report, I guess it was a report or 2 ago, I had a couple chub mackerel or Atlantic mackerel, some whole mackerel around. We were jigging them up, snagging them when we were on the wrecks, jigging for sea bass. I can also share that we caught some squid. There's some squid around. As far as more inshore, I can share along the beach. There's also croakers here in the back bay right behind me here. There's spot, there's weak fish. Plenty of good fluke fishing still taking place in the back bay. So don't write off the back bay in the main arteries, the main thoroughfares, main channels. You could be fishing those with gulp or live minnows, and you could be catching fluke right now. I guess that was maybe last week, and a few days back, I fished some of the main channels here and caught plenty of fluke. I didn't have any big ones. I didn't dedicate an entire, say, trip to just focusing in the bay. But there are some really big fluke. I think I shared my last report. Jimmy Nacone got some really good fish. He had a 10-pounder just recently fishing the bay here. There's also fishing out front. There's good quality fish leaving the bay, so the main arteries, out the inlet, wrecks and reefs outside the inlet. Now is a great time to be checking out some of these areas and fishing. I could share that the Miss Barnegat Light reported she was finally catching some fish. I know that they were struggling early in the season, but once that water warms up, bottom temperature stays warm, it stays consistent, warm, and clean. And stable, we get good quality fishing taking place out in the ocean. I could share that tuna fishing's happening. Yellowfin bite turned on. bluefin was shut down. That was the 12th. I guess that was yesterday, last day of that. So bluefin fisheries is closed. Be sure if you're doing that, stay tuned to the HMS Permits website, NOAA Fisheries, for the updates there. I don't think I mentioned blowfish. I was catching some blowfish actually out in the ocean, some of the wrecks, some blowfish in the back bays. Snappers, certain lagoons, certain areas, certain towns have snappers around. I know there's some fish up here in Barnegat in the bay side, up here in High Bar. Heard some reports from the customers that are in Love Ladies and Harvey Cedars, catching them behind their dock. Heard some reports from Beach Haven West. Heard some reports from the west side of the bay, Barnegat, Waretown, also up in Lacey. Depending where you're at, it may be different. But there's peanut bunker here. We had our first delivery of mullet for the season, so that's a little update. Local cast netter Jay Mann, also the editor, I guess, in chief at the Sandpaper. He netted bait for us for a long time, decades. He brought some mullet in for us, so I know there's some mullet pushing around. I can share there's peanut bunker here. They're slapping every morning, dancing around, spraying water. Little snappers are chasing behind my boat up here in Barnegat in the mornings. I mentioned there's spearing around. It's all happening. It's late summertime here. Hopefully you've enjoyed most part of summer. Hopefully you've tuned in my reports all summer long and they've brought value to you. If they haven't, it's a bummer. Maybe drop a line below if they have or have not. I appreciate the good feedback. It gives me motivation to get more of these reports up. And maybe if you've got a suggestion, you want me to jump into a different topic or something like that, throw a comment down below and be sure to subscribe. Appreciate everybody subscribing, following, liking. Be sure to share too. Don't keep these to yourself. Share with a fishing friend, share with a buddy, family member. And I hope you're getting out. I hope you're enjoying. There's still plenty of gas left in the tank here in summer. Like I said earlier in this report, be sure to keep your eyes on the tropics. There is a little system brewing up. Looks like all the models are all forecasting it to drift in that westerly kind of direction. And hopefully it's going to take that hook up like it's showing. Things can change. A lot can change. It's a week out still. Looks like we might see some big swell at earliest. It looks like Wednesday next week, possibly Thursday. We'll see some forerunners. No matter what, we're definitely seeing some swell. Hopefully we won't see too much wind out of it. But this is the time of year things start kind of getting more active out there. You got to start paying attention to the tropics, seeing what's coming off of Africa and say propagating towards us, towards the west and northwest as they come across. But yeah, once again, it's Greg at Fisherman's Headquarters. Be sure to stop by Fisherman's Headquarters and get geared up for your fishing needs. We are open now 7 days a week. We're open all fall. We're open all winter. We're open all year. We've got a ton of tackle here for you now. I can share if you're looking for some stuff. We probably have it. If we don't have it, we can definitely get it for you. If there's something specific you need, give us a shout. You can shop online 24/7 at fishermansheadquarters.com. If anybody needs something that's not listed, send us an email, give us a phone call, or stop in. But we get you geared up. You need a new reel, you need a new line. Maybe you need a rod and reel service. We're a little backed up on that front, but we can get you geared up there. Looking for a new pair of boots or flip-flops or sunglasses. Got Smith, got Costa Del Mar and the sunglass side of things. Got plenty of shop shirts and hats if you want to represent some shop swag. Got some fresh stuff in on the, I guess it's the Fluke sketch is what we call it. It's a Fluke sketch we have that we've been doing for a few years. We just got some new delivery in more than a week ago. So we got some tanks, some t-shirts, got some hats as well in shop. So be sure to swing by. We've got all of your bait needs too. If you're looking to get some green crabs or sand fleas for tog fishing, which has been very good up in the Barnegat Inlet, or triggerfish. That's what I was fishing this morning. Caught a bunch of fish today and had a good fun. I guess I was fishing with, I should probably share that. I was fishing with, take a look at my phone here, Lauren. I was fishing with Lauren, her husband, and her 3 boys. I guess the oldest was like 11. I think the youngest was maybe 5 or 6, something like that. We had a great time, fished for a few hours, went out, fished a local wreck, got in some good quality fishing with triggerfish and tog. I'm sorry, not triggerfish, baby sea bass and tog. I have been catching triggerfish there, but did not catch any today. It was a little foggy at times. Had a little fog blow in, which was unexpected, but had radar, so it was good, easy, say navigation there, taking it slow, taking it safe. Like I said, we had a great fishing today. Time this report's, I don't know, 10 or 11 o'clock. I'm going to head into the shop and I'll be grinding there all day. So if you stop in, you'll probably see me. Once again, it's Greg at Fisherman's Headquarters. Have a great day. Hopefully get out there and catch a bunch of fish. Take care now. And one thing I did not mention that I wanted to jump back on and share, I'll just edit this in at the end here for you guys, is that I've noticed when I'm traveling near the lighthouse coming in or out, say On the way out, it's going to be before the lighthouse. On the way in, it's going to be after the lighthouse. If you're taking the main channel, which has been shifted a few years ago, it shifted from kind of the channel that goes across between the dike and the Coast Guard station in Barnegat Light to what used to be the cut, which is to the north. That little turn, that channel by 16 and 18, I believe the two red cans, the two red buoys, I should say, the nuns, that are directly across where it funnels in at the lighthouse, I believe is 18. I think the next one heading towards the west is 16. There is a sandbar that is somewhat creeping into the main navigable channel. I saw a Grady White was hung up in there this morning. I've seen other boats bump it. This guy was high and dry. You'll see from the photo I throw up, one of the guys pushing off the boat, he was like knee-deep, waist-deep water, standing there on the sandbar beside the boat. So I'll throw a picture of that up. Not showing this or saying this to say bust their chops or belittle them, but letting others know that are traveling in the area. It's a very, very, say, congested spot if you are, say, getting aggressive and passing somebody, taking the inside on a turn or something like that. Just a word to the wise, you might want to be a little more patient. There's not as much water there as you might expect. Once again, around the lighthouse, it's just two buoys to the west. Yeah, I believe it's 16 and 18, both red, hard sand bottom there. And like I said, that sandbar is creeping to the south and into the channel. So just give you a little update there as far as a little hazard to mariners here in the Barnegat Inlet area.